You're talking with a woman, perhaps someone younger, and the signals are noisy. Her words might be polite, professional, or just friendly, but the energy, the lingering eye contact, the way she seems to always be near you, the specific quality of her smile, feels like it's telling a completely different story. You start to question your own perception. Are you misinterpreting simple kindness for attraction? It's frustrating. You're left waiting for a clear yes or no, but all you get is a confusing maybe. This video is about cutting through that confusion. We are not going to guess, we are going to analyze. Today, we are decoding the 8 most common psychological signals that a woman sends when she is interested, but also afraid or conditioned to hide it. This isn't about manipulation, it's about elevating your emotional intelligence. We will move from a place of guessing to a place of knowing. We'll explore the deep psychology behind her behavior, that complex mixture of genuine interest, deep seated social conditioning, and a profound fear of rejection. By the end, you won't just see the signals, you will understand the reason behind them. You will have the clarity and the confidence to read the unspoken language and act with true integrity. She may be waiting for you to make a move, but she's also terrified of what will happen if you do. She wants to be seen, but she's afraid of being seen too clearly. Today, we're going to cut through that static. We're not going to guess, we're going to analyze. We're going to look at the 8 most common psychological signals that whisper what her lips cannot. And by the end, you won't just see the signals, you'll understand the reason behind them, giving you the clarity and the confidence to act with integrity. 1. The approach-avoidance gaze. You see it across the room, you feel a gaze on you, you turn, and your eyes lock with hers. For just a fraction of a second, there's a connection. Then, immediately, she breaks it. She looks away, down at her drink, at her phone, anywhere but at you. She might even seem flustered. But then, a minute later, you feel it again. You look, and she's looking. This time, maybe she holds it for a beat longer, or offers a tiny, nervous smile before looking away. Common misinterpretation. She's not interested. I made her feel awkward. You tell yourself it was a random glance, that she was just zoning out in your general direction. You interpret the act of looking away as a clear rejection, a social stop sign. Her avoidance feels like a definitive no, and you decide to respect it and look elsewhere. Psychological insight. This is not rejection. This is the absolute hallmark of conflicted interest. It's called the approach-avoidance dance. The approach is her initial, subconscious gaze. She is drawn to you. Her instinct is to look. The avoidance is her conscious brain crashing the party. It's a micro-panic. She's been taught her whole life that being too forward is undesirable, that she must be pursued. She's afraid of appearing easy or desperate. Furthermore, she's terrified of rejection. By looking away, she's protecting herself. But the real signal, the one you need to focus on, is the return, the second or third glance. That is her subconscious interest winning the battle over her conscious fear. She has to look back. She's checking to see if you are still looking, if the connection was real. This is where the blame for the confusion lies. It's an immature, high-stakes, low-risk maneuver. She's placing the entire burden of initiation and the entire risk of rejection squarely on your shoulders. It's a test, and she doesn't even know she's giving it. Emotional reframe. Your job isn't to play this peekaboo game. Your job, as the mature man, is to be the anchor. See her flightiness not as rejection, but as a sign of her vulnerability. She is interested enough to look, but not yet secure enough to hold the look. She's silently hoping that you are confident enough for both of them. When you catch her gaze, don't look away quickly. Don't stare her down. Just offer a slow, warm, knowing smile. You're not being aggressive, you're being stable. You're non-verbally communicating, "It's okay, I see you, and I'm not going anywhere." You've just passed her test. Second, the gravitational pull, proximity. She just appears. In a social gathering, you'll be talking to a group, and she'll find a reason to join it. At the office, she'll suddenly need to use the printer near your desk or get coffee at the exact same time you do. It's never obvious, it's never direct. But you notice a pattern. She consistently and coincidentally materializes in your physical orbit. It's a coincidence. The office is small. You write it off as chance. You assume she's just being social, that she's friendly with everyone, or that your paths are just naturally crossing. You don't want to seem arrogant by assuming her movements revolve around you, so you dismiss the pattern as noise. Psychological insight. This is the proximity principle in action, but with a strategy. The strategy is plausible deniability. This is one of the most frustratingly passive aggressive moves in the unspoken language, and it's a hallmark of someone who is avoiding direct initiation. She is actively, consciously, or unconsciously maximizing her opportunities for an accidental interaction. She is using the environment as a shield. She wants to be near you, but she is terrified of being seen as chasing you. So she creates a scenario where you are both in the same place at the same time, giving you the opportunity to spark the conversation. She's done her part. She has brought herself to you. She is now waiting passively for you to do the rest. The blame here is that she is forcing you to be the discoverer. She's waiting to be found, as if she just washed up on the shore of your island by accident. It's a move that communicates interest while simultaneously communicating zero risk on her part. Emotional reframe. Don't call it out. Don't say, fancy seeing you here, Ike, again. That would embarrass her and break the very delicate script she's written. Instead, you must understand your role in this scene. She has created the opportunity. Your job is to simply use it. See her presence not as a coincidence, but as an invitation. She has already said yes to an interaction. All you have to do is begin it. A simple hi, a comment about the shared environment, this coffee machine is saving my life today, is all it takes. You're not bothering her. You are responding to a cue she worked hard to give you. Third, the unconscious duet, mirroring. You're in a great conversation. You lean back, and a moment later, she leans back. You pick up your glass to drink, and she picks up hers. You use a particular hand gesture, and a few minutes later, you see her use a similar one. Her vocal tone, the pace of her speech, it starts to match yours. You probably don't even notice it consciously. If you do, you just think, wow, we're really on the same wavelength. You assume she's just a very empathetic, agreeable, or in sync kind of person. You might see it as her being a people pleaser. Psychological insight. This is one of the most powerful and honest signals you can get precisely because it's almost entirely unconscious. This is her limbic system, her emotional mammalian brain, screaming, I like you. I am like you. We are the same. It's called emotional mirroring, and it's a nonstop automatic broadcast of rapport. Her rational brain might be saying, be cool, be aloof, don't seem too eager, but her nervous system is betraying her at every turn. It's desperately trying to build a bridge of familiarity between you two. This isn't a game, and this isn't where the blame for confusion lies. This is the opposite. This is a moment of pure, unadulterated clarity. Her body is in conflict with her own social conditioning, and her body is winning. She cannot help but align with you. She feels so comfortable, so at home in your presence, that her brain is automatically creating harmony. Emotional reframe. This is your green light. When you see this, you can take a deep breath and relax. It means it is working. The rapport is real. The connection is building. Your job here is not to make a big move, but to simply maintain the state. Don't do anything jarring. Don't break the flow. See her mirroring not as a sign to act, but as a confirmation that you are on the right path. Continue the conversation, go a little deeper, and trust that this somatic level connection is the foundation for everything else. Fourth, granting exclusive access, vulnerability. The conversation moves past the superficial. She starts to share just a little. She doesn't trauma dump, but she'll offer a small, personal anecdote. She'll mention a silly fear, a specific hope about her future, or a frustration she's having with a project. It's not something she would post on Instagram. It feels exclusive. She's an oversharer. She's just venting. She probably tells this to everyone. You might even feel a bit uncomfortable thinking she's looking for a therapist or a savior. You're not sure what to do with this information. Psychological insight. This is a qualification test. This is where the blame for confusion can feel very real because it feels like you're being set up. Is this a trap? The answer is no. It's a filter. She is subconsciously probing you to see what kind of man you are. Is he just here for a superficial good time? Or is he a man of substance? Is he safe? When she offers this small piece of vulnerability, she is not looking for you to fix her. She is looking to see how you handle her emotion. She is doing something incredibly brave. She is showing you a part of her real self, and she's watching you like a hawk to see what you do with it. Does he mock it? Does he dismiss it? Does he change the subject? Does he get awkward, or does he listen? Does he validate it? This is her test for emotional maturity. She's using her vulnerability as a key, and she's seeing if you are a door that's worth opening. Emotional reframe. You pass this test not by being a savior, but by being a witness. Do not offer glib, fix it all advice. Do not say, you know what you should do. Instead, you listen, you validate. You simply say, that sounds really frustrating. Or, I can absolutely see why you'd feel that way. You are not becoming her therapist. You are becoming her confidant. You are demonstrating that you are a safe container for her real world emotions, not just a consumer of her time. This builds a type of trust that is deep, immediate, and incredibly rare. 5. The laughter catalyst. She laughs at your jokes, all of them, even the ones you know aren't that funny. It's a genuine, bright laugh, and it seems to come more easily and more frequently for you than it does for others in the group. You either think, wow, I am hilarious today, and your ego inflates, or you think she's faking it. This is inauthentic. You might find it a bit much and question her sincerity, seeing her as a giggly person who is easily pleased. Psychological insight. The blame here is that her signal feels too strong, so strong that it loops back around to feeling fake. But let's analyze what's happening. This is often an unconscious rapport building strategy driven by a cocktail of nerves and genuine attraction. She wants the interaction to go well. She wants you to feel good in her presence. Laughter is a social lubricant, an audible, I like you, please keep going. Her laughter is an overcorrection. She's so eager to show she's engaged that her positive reinforcement dial is turned up to 11. Is it a little immature? Yes, but it's also a sign of her effort. She is working to make the connection pleasant. She is investing energy. She's not just passively receiving your humor, she's actively validating it. She is trying, in the best way she knows how, to communicate that she enjoys your company. Emotional reframe. Don't let it go to your head, but also don't dismiss it as fake. See it for what it is, a sign of her investment. She is actively participating in making the moment a good one. Your best move is to simply appreciate it, but not to escalate it. You can even break the tension by smiling and saying, you're a very easy audience, you know that? This is a gentle, warm way of acknowledging her effort, showing that you see what she's doing, and it allows you both to relax into a more natural, less performative rhythm. 6th, the open body broadcast. You're talking, and you notice her body is almost a neon sign. Her feet are pointed at you. Her torso is squared up to you. Her arms are uncrossed. Maybe her palms are even facing up in a gesture of openness. You think, she's just a relaxed, open person. This is her default setting. Or even more confusingly, her body is saying this, but her words are short and formal. The signals are completely crossed. Psychological insight. This is the classic body language contradiction, and it's one of the most confusing things a man can face. Here is the rule. Believe the body, not the words. Her words are the product of her conscious, rational, conditioned brain. Her words are the social mask. She's been taught to be polite, to be professional, to not be too familiar. But her body is the domain of her subconscious, and it does not know how to lie. An open posture is a primal, evolutionary signal of trust and receptivity. She is, quite literally, exposing her vital organs to you. This is a nonverbal broadcast that says, I am not threatened. I am comfortable. I am open to this interaction. Her body is screaming yes, while her words are timidly whispering maybe. This is the blame in action. Her social programming is so strong that it creates a massive, confusing disconnect. Emotional reframe. Your job is to read the deeper signal. Her body is the truth. Her words are the noise. She is hoping you are emotionally intelligent enough to see her true, receptive state beneath her formal, safe language. She is giving you permission to lead the conversation past the superficial. Gently ignore her verbal formality while remaining respectful, and speak to her open body. Be warm, be personal, be engaging. You will find that as you lead, her words will slowly but surely catch up to her body. 7. The detail keeper. You mentioned just once 2 weeks ago that you were worried about a specific project or that your dog was sick. Today she asks you, "Hey, how did that project end up going?" Or, "How's your dog feeling?" She remembered a small, seemingly insignificant detail. Wow, she has an amazing memory. You're impressed, but you file it under thoughtful person or good friend material. You don't dare to assume it means anything more because it's so subtle. This is perhaps the single most potent and reliable signal of genuine interest. It's not about her having a good memory, it's about emotional salience. Our brains are not recorders, we are filtering machines. We remember what is emotionally important to us. The fact that she remembered that tiny detail about your life means that you are emotionally salient to her. You occupy space in her mind. She has been thinking about you and your concerns, even when you are not around. This is a covert signal. She would likely never say, "I've been thinking about you," because that is too direct, too vulnerable. Instead, she shows it by using your own life as a pretext to reinitiate contact and demonstrate her investment. It's a blamelessly indirect way of saying, "You matter to me." Emotional reframe. This is not a signal to ignore. This is a signal to reward. When she does this, you must acknowledge it. "Wow, I am genuinely impressed you remember that. That's very thoughtful." By doing this, you are validating her effort. You are showing her that her attention is seen and appreciated. This one small exchange can build a more powerful bond than an hour of superficial flirting because it's based on real human to human recognition. 8. The lingering departure. The conversation is over. It's time to go. You've both said your goodbyes, but she's not leaving. She's lingering. She's packing her bag very slowly. She's looking at her phone. She asks one last question that isn't important. She's standing at the door, but not walking through it. The exit is painfully drawn out. You feel awkward. Am I keeping her? You think she's just being polite, trying not to make a rude, abrupt exit. You might even end the interaction yourself, saying, "Well, I'll let you go," to free her. Psychological insight. This is the final, most frustrating, and most blameworthy signal of all. This is the absolute peak of passive invitation. She has done everything in her power to resist the end of the interaction. She is physically, literally stalling for time. She is silently screaming at you to do something, to bridge that final gap. She is paralyzed. She wants you to ask for her number. She wants you to suggest meeting again. She wants you to say, "I'd like to continue this." But her social conditioning, her fear of rejection, is so profound that she cannot ask. So she just waits. She stands there in this incredibly vulnerable, awkward silence, placing 100% of the pressure on you to make the final move. It is a silent, high stakes standoff, and she is praying you have the courage to end it. Emotional reframe. This is it. This is not awkwardness. This is opportunity. This is her final, desperate, unspoken yes. She has created this perfect silent window for you. Your job, as the man with clarity and confidence, is to end the standoff. You must relieve her of this tension. She has given you every green light she possibly can. All you have to do is say the words. "I've really enjoyed this conversation. I'd like to continue it. How about we get a coffee this weekend?" See her linger not as indecision, but as her ultimate act of permission. She's waiting. Don't let her wait in vain. The world of attraction isn't about games, not when you know how to read the psychology beneath them. What you once blamed as confusing mixed signal noise is now a clear pattern. It's the natural static of a human heart that is both interested and afraid. It's the conflict between her genuine desire and her lifelong social conditioning. But you are no longer a participant in that confusion. You are an observer. You are an interpreter. Where you once saw ambiguity, you now see vulnerability. Where you once felt frustration, you now feel empathy. And with that, a calm, authentic confidence. You no longer have to guess. You can see the unspoken language. You know what her eyes are whispering, even when her lips cannot. Real power isn't about making a move, it's about knowing when.